Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be swatching some China Glaze for you. This is technically a part 1. I will swatch more China Glaze for you. This is about half of my collection and there will be another video coming. I have 11 China Glaze shades as well as some kind of similar ones in my collection that I will compare for you. Going to be like a huge swatcharama, so let's just get right on into these. This first one is called Tropic of Conversation. It is a pinky, peachy, more pink leaning peach color with a goldish, orangey kind of glass fleck shimmer. This one is from the Shades of Paradise Summer 2019 collection. Let's go in for that first coat. I am base coated up. I find this formula to be a little bit watery, therefore a little bit sheer. We will see how this builds up. Let's go in for that second coat. This one's definitely going to need a third coat. That's where we stand at 2. Let's go in for a third coat. This one probably actually will take 4 coats, and really, I'm not into that, so I will probably destash this one. That is 3 coats. I'm not. This is a really pretty color. And in order for you to see it in its fullness, I am going to go ahead and give it that 4th coat. Some people may be okay with where it's at like this, but I'm going to go ahead and see how another coat does. This is nearing a neon. And that is 4 coats. And that is what I would have to do to wear that one. So I am going to pass that along, but it is a very pretty color. It's not wanting to show you the true color, but that's really what it looks like. It's very bright, really pretty. This one is called Rosé My Name. From the Summer of 2017 line, the Summer Rain line. And this one's just so shimmery. That is more color accurate for you. Kind of a deep berry shimmer. This is the closest thing I had to a dupe in my collection. It is pretty similar, but this one is a slight tad bit darker, and this has a little bit more shimmer going on. This one is called a hollow, but I don't know if it actually is. I don't really see any hollow pigment picking up, but let's swatch these out side by side and we will see. I'm just going to do 2 fingers of each. With flash on, you seem to get a little bit of hollow. And that's side by side. Under flash, it's even closer. This one's just a little bit lighter and more pinky. Both very pretty. I am base coated up, so let's just go right on in for our first coat. Love the formula on this one. I've actually used this a lot this summer. A couple times in June, actually. And let's go in with this julep one. This one's called Mari, if you were wondering. This one says it is a liquid holographic. And this is a 1-coat coverage polish. That's really nice. Oop, just made a little mess. I actually have a brush handy for once. Okay. I feel like I want to fill this a little bit. There we go. I'm going to let those dry and come back for a second coat on this one. Let's go in for our second coat of this one, Rosé My Name. And there is that side by side. This one is a super shimmer, and this one is a very subtle hollow, which gives it that kind of super shimmer look. Both very pretty. That is Rosé My Name. And this one is Mari. They don't make juleps anymore. I really liked them, but hey, what can you do? Since neither of these dry ultra glossy, here they are with a glossy top coat. This next one is called Chromacool. This one is also from the Summer Rain Summer 2017 collection. It's just a really nice chrome silver. For me, I have quite a few silvers. Here are a few I figured might be close. These ones are fairly similar to each other already. This one kind of has like a browner shimmer to it, if I dare say that, but this one says it's a matte metallic, but this one's also very chrome-like. Here, that one is next to those two. I feel like this color is probably somewhere in between these two colors. but they are very similar. And then another one would be this color foil by Sally Hansen. That also is really similar. So I will swatch them, 2 of each finger, so that we can kind of see them side by side. Let's just go right on in with our first coat. This is another pretty liquidy, watery type formula. It's not as runny as that other one we were working with, that Tropics one. But you can see how shiny that is. That's really nice. Show that next to Steal a Kiss from the Sally Hansen Color Foil collection, which is one of my favorite collections. I use it all the time because it's not advertised as quick dry, but it really is so amazing as far as a fast drying formula, and it's pretty easy to apply and work with. I think this one's being finicky because the base coat might have been a little wet still. Uh-oh. It's okay. We'll just even that right on out. No worries. Just go right on in and clean this up. Go ahead and go in with a second coat on our China Glaze. I usually don't do a second coat on the color foil. They tend to wipe themselves off, and they are fully opaque in one coat. So I just go ahead and wear them like that. And I feel like top coat kind of messes with the shine on the color foils. Shine factor is like blinding the camera, but that is kind of what we're looking at as a side-by-side. This one is nearing chrome, even though it's totally not, which is pretty cool. Another nice metallic for my collection. I have so many metallics, you guys, so many. So that was Chromacool next to Steal a Kiss. And that is these two. Now let's go on to the other hand to compare these two to this hand. This is Joe and Sage. Let's go in with Joe. And base coat it up. Wow, that's a really nice formula. I still have yet to use all my juleps. I haven't shown those yet on my channel, but I got all of those this summer through D-Stashes. Let's see how that looks. A little bit of brush strokiness to this formula. If you're not careful like me, then you'll end up with brush strokes like me. And this one is Sage. Let's just go right on in with that. No
before. He's just knocking over bottles of nail polish here. Pure unedited joy. At least there was no mess. So this one has like a really pearly finish, which I wasn't really expecting. Personally, I'm not a big fan of. So super brush strokery. But it's really glowy, which is really cool and unexpected. These both are also one coat formulas, which is really nice. And these are in the order that they appear. And that is those 4. So this China Glaze is a nice addition. And really it does dry quite chrome. Nice. Let's try it with some flash. There you can really see what the different shimmers and shines look like, how the different finishes look, and how this one definitely dries down matte compared to the other ones. They're super shiny. Definitely more foil metallic-like. So there is those 4. This next one is called Don't Teal My Vibe from the Spring Fling Spring 2017 collection. This is a bright teal shimmer metallic type polish. Very beautiful. The only thing I had like it, anywhere near like it, in my collection is this Nicole, and this is Respect the World. This is Nicole by OPI. And it has a little bit more of the green hue in that teal, but you can see I have used that up quite a bit. There's like a third of the bottle left. And so I will compare these two. Let's go in with the first coat. I did get my base coat all ready for us. This one is a bit liquidy. Therefore a bit runny. But I will just clean that up real quick. And I can touch that back in with our second coat. That's just one coat of the Don't Teal My Vibe, and this is Respect the World. I really like the brush on this one. And I obviously love the color since I've worn so much of it. This one is unfortunately no longer available. I will have to soon track down some in a D-stash myself. Because I'm running really low. And this one is like more of a turquoisey leaning teal. This is our second coat. So I just really like this one. And it is super shimmery. Let's go in for our second coat of our Don't Teal My Vibe by China Glaze. Just going up a little further to kind of fill where I cleaned up a little too far. This one also covers really nicely in 2 coats. Even though it is a little liquidy or runny, I think that just might be the case with these kind of chromy, metallic-y polishes sometimes. And there those two are side by side. Super pretty, but definitely different. And this is with quick drying top coat. And this next one is from the Giver Collection, fall of 2014. This one is called The Outer Edge. This was a limited edition polish that came out at the same time as whatever the Giver is. I did leave us 2 nails with color to put this over, because it is a topper. I don't have anything like it in my collection. I absolutely love it. It leaves such a frosty glow. With those white and silver glitters. And being smaller glitters, you don't have any problem getting them out of the bottle. And they swipe on so easily. And it's really easy to get them even looking. But there that is as a topper. But I will go ahead and give it to you on a natural nail. This is just the first coat. I'll build it up and see how it looks for us. Let's go in for a second coat. It fills up fairly easily. Let's go right on in for that third coat. And I think that would make a fun mani just in itself. But you could definitely build it all the way up if you really wanted to. Just sponge it on. It'd be really cute. This next one is a deep purple, kind of eggplanty. And this one is called Urbanite. And it is from the Metro Collection, fall of 2011. Love that color. I don't have anything like it in my collection. The only ones that I could find that were anywhere near the realm of that were these ones. This one's like more of an indigo. It's so dark. And more blue leaning. And this one, so nowhere near this. Let's just go right on in for our first coat. First coat. This one's called Plummet by Sally Hansen. It's an Insta-Dry. And I believe it's a one coat, but maybe not. Let's try it out. Definitely one coat. That's super nice. Let's look at this. This one is Purple Pizzazz. It's also Sally Hansen, but this is a Hard as Nails. This one's much more like a jelly. And a lot more liquidy. But you can tell those are nowhere near each other at all. But I don't have many purples, so looking to change that. But let's go in for our second coat of this Urbanite. That nicely builds up in two. Let's go in for our second coat of this one, the Purple Pizzazz. Looks like that one's going to need a third coat. This one was a one and done, and this one was two. This one's at least going to be three. So this one would be better to do over something. Let's try it over this while we're waiting for it to dry. Not bad. Let's go right on in for our third coat here. This is where it is at. It is great in 3 coats. You could do 4 if you really wanted to, but I feel like that is great. And that's without the flash. So there's those ones. Urbanite by China Glaze, Purple Pizzazz by Sally Hansen, and Plummet by Sally Hansen. This next one is called Green with Jealousy. This one is from the To Catch a Color Halloween 2019 collection. This looks like a piney green with gold shimmer, but it is actually a teal type green base. Let's go ahead and try this one out. This is what I found that was pretty similar in my collection, a teal with that shimmery gold base. This is Julie G. Poker Tealer. So let's try these out side by side. I am base coated up, so let's go right on in with that. Let's go right on in for that first coat. This is Green with Jealousy. That is really nice coverage on the first coat. This is a slightly liquidy formula. Oop. I feel like it's really patchy now. I like rubbed it off. Last one coat. Go in for our Poker Tealer first coat. I can already tell that is just so much bluer than the other one. So there is definitely a reason they called it Green with Envy. The jelly base just looks so blue in the bottle, in the light. Just gonna go in and clean this up. Let's go in for our second coats. That's a beautiful color. Let's go in for our second coat of this one. And that is 2 coats. Very pretty side by side. This next one is called This is Ranunculus from the Arrangement Collection in Spring 2019. This is a beautiful dusty baby blue, and this has a blue shimmer as well as kind of a glass fleck white kind of shimmer. See that shimmer here. Beautiful color. The only color I have anywhere near that color shade is this one, Zoe by Julep. Let's go in for our first coat of each of these. This one has a little bit of a watery or runny formula, but I have worn this one already in the beginning of June, and I loved this mani. I kept it on for almost a week. Let's go in for our first coat of this one. It was pretty close to one coat, so I just went ahead and gave it that extra to fill that in. I'm going to wait until that dries, and then I'll go in for our second coat of Ranunculus. But you can see that this one is just a cream, and this one has all that little extra. Go in for our second coat of that beautiful China Glaze. It does build up so nicely into coats, which is really nice considering how sheer it does look on one coat. And that is 2 coats.
very similar color-wise. This one just gives it that sparkle. Love both of those shades. They're just so glossy, even without top coat. I'm going to actually save these because this next one is a topper. This one is called World Away. And this one comes from the Cirque du Soleil Winter Collection of 2012. And you can see there is some bars and multi-sizes of hex in black and white. So let's just go right on in with this one. I am going to build that up on one nail so that you can see it. I'm going to go ahead and build this up in one nail so you can kind of see what that would look like. Just a little bit of placement. But let's try that out as a topper over both of these colors. Again, just dabbing a little bit for equal placement. You might have to hold the bottle upside down a bit to catch some of those white flakes because they are really big. And I definitely did not do that. So let's just grab one of those out. Let's go in with our second coat over here. Oh, now we've got all these white hex coming right out for us. I don't want to build that up too much. We get too crazy, but you can see how thick that could get really quick. This is just in one coat over each of those colors. I love this one. It just looks like a chemical structure has been broken on your nail. It just looks so cool. Very sciencey, fun color. Or should I say topper, not necessarily a color. This one is World Away. This next one is a beautiful purple cream, and it comes from the Shades of Paradise Summer 2018 collection. This one is called Stop Beachfront. Let's go in for our first coat. That is such a beautiful, vibrant color. This is a liquidy formula, but it seems really easy to work with, which is kind of weird. And that is pretty much full coverage in one coat. That is beautiful. I love that color so much. It's nearly neon, not quite, but very pretty. The only colors I had anywhere near this in my collection was this super hollow jelly called Burst, which you can see they're really so far off. And this next one is more of a shade down, whereas that one seemed to be more of a shade up. And this one is called Violet Voltage. You can see it's way down here. But you can see that kind of fills that gap in between colors there from my collection. But I will show you which each of those look like built up, so you can see that compared to this. Go right on in for our first coat of each of these. This one is Burst. And it is a very sheer jelly. It is meant to be built up. This is a beautiful color. This is Violet Voltage. That is the first coat. Let's go in for our second jelly coat. I think that the Violet Voltage one is pretty much good enough on one coat. Super pretty. But this jelly for me, I think one more coat on that. Wonder what this one looks like as a topper. Let's check it out while we wait for it to dry on the other hand. That's so cute. Wow, is that sparkly? How nice. Let's go in for our third jelly coat. And this is an extremely squishy formula. So for me, it's going to take many hours before I feel like it's not going to dent. But it's so cute. And you could build it up on 4 if you don't want to see any nail line. Which I probably would if I was actually going to wear this. But there is those ones. This last one is called a Grouchy New Year. This is a glitter topper that can be built up in about 4 coats or just sponge it on. This has a lot of hollow reflective gold glitters in there as well as all of that green. And this one comes from the 50th Anniversary Holiday Collection 2019. This was a collaboration with Sesame Street. Not their only Sesame Street collab, but this was a very nice one. Great color. Let's go right on in with this. I'm going to build it up on this one and show you what it looks like as a topper. And mine is very thin, so I feel like sponging probably would have been my best bet, but whatever. Here it is as a top coat kind of deal. Here that is as a topper. Topper has those scattered glitters, but look at those tiny little shimmer glitters. How cool. This color combo kind of reminds me of Mardi Gras. That's really fun. Ooh, I like that as a mani. Let's go in with our second coat. building it up. Feels like I am swiping glitter off trying to build this one up. So it might be just better to sponge it if you actually want to see it built up. But that is 2 dabbed on coats, and you can kind of see how that would go if you went on further with that. Very flashy. And this has been our super swatch of all these beautiful China Glaze polishes, as well as some similarly colored polishes to the ones we played with. Hopefully you enjoyed that video, and if you like these kinds of videos, give that video a like, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you'll never miss an upload. Till next time, friends, thanks for hanging with me.